So the question is, how do I build a cryptocurrency portfolio? So a few days ago, I was streamed to a group of audience and I was teaching them on how you can actually build a cryptocurrency portfolio. Now, these are some of my experience. There could be other views and all that. You are free to comment your opinion and all that. Now, the first thing that is not included in this list is to seek knowledge first. That is the first thing. So seek knowledge. And then I said that a few days ago that you have to have the liquidity of time to be able to do research for yourself, because when you go on the internet you always see, hey, this cryptocurrency is going to give you 100 times return, this cryptocurrency is going to give you 1000 times return, this one is likely to give you 20 times return. How do you avoid such stuffs? First seek knowledge, then always make sure that you allocate a certain portion of your time to do your own research on your own by yourself. You know that does not mean you're not going to watch YouTubers. You watch YouTubers and take those YouTubers for information, not education. Education, you go there and research for yourself. Okay, with that being said, let's talk about how you build a cryptocurrency portfolio. Now, whether you are having more cryptocurrency or the other, the first thing you want to make sure that you have a certain amount of Bitcoin in your portfolio. 30% of your portfolio is in Bitcoin. So it could be maybe 10%. It depends on you. It could be 1%. It could be don't just make it zero. Have a certain percent of your portfolio in Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin has been battle tested, insiders and even outside. So you want to really put your attention on Bitcoin as one of the cryptocurrencies out there. Though you might see other cryptocurrency, this and that, but when we talk about community support, when we talk about different, most of those projects are just like building up upon Bitcoin and all that. So you want to pay attention to Bitcoin. The number two is, maybe as a beginner, you want to consider one or two or three among the top 10 cryptocurrencies, yeah, or maybe top 20. So you want to, after you've considered Bitcoin, you want to consider any of these. Ethereum, they have something they're doing. Ripple, you want to consider any of the first top 10, and you want to make sure that you really have one or two of the first top 10, irrespective of the industry they are, whether they are for connecting banks, or they are for smart contracts, or for these Internet of Things or whatsoever. You want to consider the first 10 cryptocurrencies. Why? Because the likelihood of someone just coming from the back, like 100 and something cryptocurrencies coming to displace the first 10, the likelihood is yes or no. So you want to consider that. So you want to pick among the first top 10 after you've done your own research. The number 3 is that you want to pick according to industry. Now I highlighted some stuff here. We have smart contracts and Dapps. You have blockchain as a service. Those are of our blockchain as a service. You have electroneum. You have Ripple. You have Stellars. Those Stellars still offer smart contract and all that. So you want to pick according to industry. There are times where, like, there are debates over electroneum. Some people hate electroneum. Even some people hate Ripple. Some people hate Stellar. There are people who hate Ethereum. There are people who hate Neo. But that does not mean you want to do your own research. Some people say they copy white paper and all that. Well, you want to do your own research because you are actually doing an investment. You are not a person who is doing technical analysis and all that. Though those, you want to really pay attention to the platforms that copy people and all that. But in your journey, you want to invest according to industry. Yeah, we'll talk about maybe buying into hype and all that. So maybe we want to consider there are several industries like blockchain as a service, payments, cloud storage, privacy coins, decentralized exchange. Those are involved in lending, and the list goes on and on and on. There are those involved in insurance, involved in this, heads, records, this and all that. Now, number 4 is you want to have your goals and your strategies. What I mean by that is there are times where you could buy into an hype. So hype could be building up around a particular cryptocurrency. You may not really have the time to study and go into the code and all that, but you want to ride on the hype on that particular cryptocurrency, and such you want to have maybe a short time goal. So this cryptocurrency, well, I don't really see future in it, but there is a big hype in it, you want to ride on it. Well, it's very very risky, but there are some people who could get away with it. So you want to have your goals, your strategies. Your goals are there long term, are they short term. You want to write everything down on paper or somewhere where you can actually keep track of it and that. Number 5 thing is, when you are building a cryptocurrency portfolio, you don't want to build it with debt. So there are people who come to cryptocurrency with the premise that, yeah, I'm going to invest this money, I'm going to borrow money, and before I will pay this back, I'll pay back this money in 6 months. And then before 6 months time, what I invested my money in should be able to give me a return. I should be able to pay back the debt. It's not really a good idea. You don't want to build a company, you don't want to build an investment with debt. It's not really good. Though there are many teachers like Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, that teaches, and other people that teach you how you can actually build wealth with debt. But it's not really feasible for someone who is in debt. Someone like maybe Bill Gates now. Here is someone who has maybe billions in assets. He can decide to go and take some debt and build a company or do an investment. It's very different from maybe you as an individual who don't have maybe your whole net worth. You're taking a debt that your own net worth is less than the debt you are taking. It's not really good. Maybe you are borrowing from a friend and all that. Someone like Bill Gates, if you talk about his wealth, we're talking about $82 billion dollars. So if you're saying it's $89 billion, sorry, he is someone who could just simply take a debt maybe below his maybe $30 billion. If anything happens, he has assets, stocks or shares in companies that he could sell off to pay back that debt. But as an individual, if your net worth is not even up to maybe $10,000 and you are borrowing $10,000, the question is, what about if things go wrong? So in the journey, don't follow what you see on YouTube and other. Let someone tell you they made $50 million, they made $5 million last year. No, everybody, all fingers are not equal. Everybody has different places. If you have $100 and that is the $100 you have, this is not borrowed. Nobody's going to come after you and say, you borrowed this thing. If you have just $100, you want to invest it carefully. So rather than invest $5,000, $10,000 as that is a debt, invest in $100. So avoid debts. Number 6, do investments. So you want to go long time, except you are the person who have the time to trade. Now you know everything is getting sold these days. There is huge manipulations. There are people who are building automated trading boards and all that. There is huge manipulation. You see some ICOs. Once they launch them, I've discovered something. If they launch certain cryptocurrency on certain exchange, like maybe Binance or exchanges that trade big volumes, you see the price just skyrockets. As in, like, within one day, like 10 times. Like you are like, what is happening? So you want to do investment, and you cannot do investment if you don't get knowledge, if you don't make research, if you don't have your own goals. You cannot do investment if you are into a debt. Why? Because what about if before the time the price goes down? Number 7 is don't be a latecomer. Now, what do I mean by that? When you see cryptocurrencies, we have the first 100. You have almost 1,600 cryptocurrencies, and there are more that are coming. What do you need to do? You need to be studying different projects. You want to study them, and then you want to get hold of cryptocurrencies. You want to get a position in them before other people start talking about them. So that is how to build a cryptocurrency portfolio. Number 8 is don't chase shadows. What I mean by that, let me not stir up controversy, but you don't want to go on YouTube. Let's make 1,000 LISK coin. So you see videos like this, 1,000 times opportunity. This cryptocurrency could 100 times by 2019. That it may or it may not be top 5 on no coins with 100 times profit potential. Buy before anyone does. It could be, but if you want to be following stuff like this, there is the possibility that you're going to lose your money, because you will be running here. Top 5 coins that will make you rich in 2019. Those are garbage, because there is no assurance anywhere, and the particular cryptocurrency is going to give a certain amount of money. Yeah, because even the one nobody talks about could be the one that could be greater. So you want to study cryptocurrencies and get a position in them before everyone does, before they start building and hype and all that. And then when you want to study, when the hype starts building, you want to do a little bit of trading. Yeah, you don't want to just do investment. You want to maybe, as there is a hype, there's FOMO, you know, that you want to ride on it, and because you've already taken an early position on it, you want to sell it, or sell a position, or sell certain portion of it, and then you can continue to use that to buy others to increase your portfolio and that. And then how to build a cryptocurrency portfolio again is, you want to buy, you want to keep with times. What that means, you want to be following different, you want to track them, you want to be involved with Reddit. It also has to do with the liquidity of time. You want to track Reddit, Twitter, anywhere that people are gathering, or where they actually shown out their information to the public. So that is how you actually build a cryptocurrency portfolio. So let's do a very quick recap. First, you want to get knowledge, which is not here. And I said you want to get a position in Bitcoin, maybe 1%, 20%, 50%, or whatsoever. And then you want to have maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of the first 10 that you want to pick according to industry. You want to have your goals and your strategies. Don't invest debts. Do investment, maybe long term and all that. Don't be a latecomer. Always know, try. That's why it comes to liquidity of time. You want to research before that and know about the stuffs. Don't chase shadows. This one is going to give you 1,000 times. Keep up with times. And then number 10 is to not spread too wide. What that means, there are thousands of cryptocurrencies. So we have almost 2,000 right now, and in different industries. So you don't want to spread too much. There are times where you have certain cryptocurrencies. For you to acquire others, you just need to give up your position, total position in others to get another one. So you don't want to spread yourself too wide, like you have 100 cryptocurrencies. No, you want to keep it a little bit few. Maybe it depends on you, but you want to keep it in tens, not hundreds and all that. So I hope this lesson is very, very good. If you want to consider subscribing, have a very good day.